Coming up here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports, I want to answer your questions. I put out a community post, asked you guys to put your questions down below, and I got a ton of them. But I only picked 6 because I really want to focus on what's happening right now in the Patriots and what's going to happen possibly in the future. So before I hop into today's mailbag, I have one request, and that's to follow me on X. I post the latest Patriots news, Patriots memes, Patriots highlights. I always have our links to our watch parties and our latest shows. So if you guys want to do that, well, I'll give you a shout out on our next show, but I'm only picking a select few. So go on ahead and follow me on X at AR Barefoot. Let's hop into the first question here from Snaggalated. Do you think Verdarian Lowe could lock down the left tackle position and Jacobs lock down the right tackle position so that we don't have to draft a tackle? Hell no. No. Verdarian Lowe has done a pretty good job at the left tackle position, I will be honest. But that's also not saying a lot because we have tried out about 6 different left tackles at that spot through 10 weeks. And Lowe just happens to be the best one to protect Drake May. He has gotten better, but if that's going to be our franchise left tackle, then Drake May is going to have to get used to getting sacked. But when we look at the right side here, I am personally just not a fan of Jacobs. I'm not. I think that he has too many penalties every single game. I think that his lack of pass protection just diminishes as the quarters go on, and he lets more and more things through. And I do think that if you're going to have right guard Mike Nwenu, you've got to put somebody just as talented or just as strong on that right side to really beef up the entire pocket. So I don't think that this should be our end-all, be-all. I absolutely think that we should look ahead and possibly draft an offensive tackle, especially with the big guys that are coming up. And the way the Patriots' record's looking, I'm never a fan of tanking. And I do think the Patriots are trending upwards, actually, after their latest win. But if the Patriots do end up having another losing record, I would not be opposed to possibly trading up for a higher pick in the draft and getting a good offensive tackle for Drake May. You've already seen that he's going to be your franchise quarterback. And I know that we want to get him a wide receiver, but you got to protect the man first. Because you can't have a good quarterback if he's injured. But let's go ahead and hop into our second question here, and that's kind of hand-in-hand here. Would you rather draft an O-lineman or wide receiver? And I'm O-lineman. I do see the pros in both. I really do. But, once again, what is the point of having a great wide receiver if you have no time to throw it? Drake May constantly has 2 to 2.5 seconds to make a play. That's why you drafted somebody as mobile as Drake May, is because he's able to just take it on the ground and create a first down and create plays for himself. And I do think that a top wide receiver will come. But there's already several top wide receivers right now in the NFL that we've already tried to go get. And you know what Brandon Ayuk said? That was the last one that we tried to go get that has a big name. He said no to New England because there was too much of a question mark around the quarterback position. Well, there's going to be a big question mark if that quarterback has no offensive line. And we know that good wide receivers are starting to become a dime a dozen in the NFL. A good left tackle, a good right guard. You rarely see those right now being available for a trade or being available as a free agent. So I think you go out, and I think we're also forgetting that you do still have a first-round pick in 2022 from Cole Strange. You do still have a good offensive lineman right there with you that has some fresh legs. Once he's healthy, if you tag on another great offensive tackle coming out of the NFL draft, there you go. You've just upgraded 2 out of 5 of those positions that can help Drake May be great. So I'll ask you guys this. Should the Patriots draft an offensive lineman? Am I just completely crazy and you guys are just star-studded by Travis Hunter? Let me know in the comment section down below. Type D for draft, type P for pass on an offensive lineman. While you guys are thinking about that, let me tell you about another P, and that stands for PrizePicks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in America. If you guys are looking to test out your skills on PrizePicks, well, then this is the app for you. It's super easy. All you guys have to do is just pick more or less. That is truly it. It is the easiest part of my day. And I'm going to be honest, I probably play PrizePicks more than I should, but hey, I've won over 40 different entries and over $1,000 while playing PrizePicks. So if you guys want to go ahead and test out the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including Cali, Florida, Georgia, and Texas, well, then this is where you're supposed to be. My picks for Sunday's game is going to have Drake May having more than 27.5 rushing yards. I mean, the guy's putting up like 95 yards on the ground. I think Matthew Stafford's confidence is a little bit low this week. The offense kind of got shut out on Monday, so I got Matt Stafford having less than 245 passing yards against the Patriots. These are my prize picks. You guys can copy them or make up your own. It's super easy to deposit money. All you have to do is use Apple Pay or whatever suits you, and it's super easy to withdraw as well. If you guys want to go ahead and get started, download the app today. Use promo code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Run your game. Red Zone Prods coming in here. Do you think Peppers will ever be a Patriot again? Obviously, Jabrill Peppers is still awaiting his next court date, which should be towards the end of November. But they already made a statement. Robert Kraft obviously coming out here and Elliot Wolf saying that if what ends up being true about Jabrill Peppers, he won't ever play in a Patriots uniform again. So now we're just kind of in this waiting game of figuring out if Jabrill Peppers is guilty, if he's not guilty, and then finding out what evidence does come with that. This obviously is a very sticky situation, and unfortunately, it's just kind of out of the Patriots' hands at this point. It now goes into legal action, and it now goes up to the higher-ups in the NFL. But I think I agree with Elliot Wolf and Robert Kraft. If those allegations are true about what Jabrill Peppers is being accused of, then no, I don't think he should ever play in a Patriots uniform again. I don't think he should play in an NFL uniform again. But obviously, there are higher-ups that know more than I do, so if he ends up being not guilty and the Patriots do want him back, then I do think he should play again if he is proven not guilty, and it would be a great addition back to the secondary, and obviously in the locker room, he was a captain for us. So unfortunately, it's just a waiting game now. We'll have to see what Jabrill Peppers will do moving forward with the Patriots. Another question coming in here from Michelle. Who would you feel better about the Patriots drafting? Will Campbell from LSU or Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas? I'm kind of a Will Campbell girl here. I just think he's an absolute unit. I mean, the dude's like 320 pounds, 6'6", and I think that with Will Campbell, you're getting that big unit in the offensive line, but he's also a little bit more mobile. He's a little bit more shifty. I've seen him in his pass rush, and I do think he would be a great fit for somebody like Drake May, who is more of a mobile quarterback. And not to mention, I just think that for the Patriots, the run block has been iffy this year. I can't tell you how many times Ramondre Stevenson's gotten tackled behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, he practically lives there. So I think having a good asset like Will Campbell on the run block as well, which is more of his specialty, can really go a long way in an offensive line that tends to struggle. But I'll take either one, but I'm definitely more on the Will Campbell train right now. And our last question coming in here from Mr. Candy Cane. MCC, do you think the Patriots will fire or keep the coaching staff offseason despite the record? I do personally think Jerod Mayo will be the head coach for the Patriots next year. I think that, you guys know I was a Commanders fan growing up my whole life until, the whole Dan Snyder thing happened, and I kind of got away from the franchise. But I have seen many head coaches in my lifetime. And, even with somebody like Ron Rivera, you had to kind of give him a couple years to figure out what kind of coach he was going to be. This is Jerod Mayo's first year as a head coach. And you had Robert Kraft, who wanted him 5 years ago. He's not gonna fire him after 17 games. He's not. I can't say the same for DeMarcus Covington and Alex Van Pelt. I personally don't think Alex Van Pelt is the right OC for a player like Drake May and how mobile he is and what he can do with his arm. But I think that with Jerod Mayo, it's, trending upwards, like I said. So if they keep winning and they keep playing the way they did last week, then yeah, I could see Mayo being here for another year or two, pending whatever happens moving forward. But this is a rebuild, man. We weren't going to go to the Super Bowl this year, and everybody knew that. So I think Mayo stays. I hope Alex Van Pelt goes. What about you? Should New England fire their coaching staff after 1 year, after 17 games? Let me know in the comment section down below. Type F for fire, type K for keep. And if you guys want to keep talking ball with me, well, then the best way to reach me is back on X. Go on ahead and follow me right now at AR Barefoot.